What's up, y'all? It is P-Valley premiere night. It seems like we have been waiting forever for this show to come back on, and it's finally back on. Now, I have not watched in so long or been back to watch it so long that I had to give myself a recap. I had to go back, watch the finale, see what was going on so I can refresh myself for tonight because I didn't want to be like, ooh, I forgot all about this. I wanted to remember everything that happened. So I'm like, maybe other people might be the same way I'm feeling. So I'm feeling we can talk about this together and remember what has happened since the finale of season 1 P-Valley. So we have everything going on as far as Lil Murder and Uncle Clifford. Okay, so this whole thing between them two, it started off as a thing, and then, Lil Murder was feeling some type of way because he is that rapper trying to get himself out there, and he got a little secret having a thing for Uncle Clifford. So we see a little bit of going back and forth between them. You could tell he was always hesitant at first, but he let his guard down with Uncle Clifford, and Uncle Clifford had a guard up too, so he let his guard down with him as well. So now these two are finally spending time with each other. They basically sealed the deal in that scene you remember in the backseat of that car, and they basically became a thing. See, Lil Murder was like, he don't want to just be effing and sucking, and he want to, put them out there together. And so Uncle Clifford know better. He don't been around the block before. He don't been through this before. And he basically like, look, if you ain't ready, you ain't got to right now. It ain't even got to be like this because, Uncle Clifford is about his money. He is about the pink. And he ain't, hey, Ellen, girl, how you doing, girl? Are you watching P-Valley? Because, girl, tonight is the night. Okay. So, as far as that goes, Lil Murder is trying to get his, going on with his music. He trying to get himself out there. So he got his little manager, Wode, that manages him. And DJ Never Scared, who is the DJ at the Pink, is his producer. So there comes a night where Wode brings in this dude, this 360 deal dude. Oh, he get on my nerve. He irritates my soul. I cannot stand him. So when he brings Homeboy to them, you already saw it. Yes, I wanted to do this first to recap. Then I'm about to go watch it. And I'm coming back to do a recap of the show. Hey, Monique, she already asked him where them dollars at. Monique, you always want to know where them dollars at. Girl, them dollars is right here, okay? They're right here. They is here, girl, okay? So, back to the lecture at hand. So, now we also have Mercedes. Mercedes, she is never gonna have her last dance, first and foremost. Mercedes is not getting this last dance to save her life. So she is also, a teacher for these young girls for dancing. Wholesome dancing, y'all. Wholesome dancing. She ain't teaching them her tricks yet. But shit, as far as the show been going, they old enough to get her tricks by now. Hey, cool gamer. What's good? What's tea? Okay. So she's trying to get this dancing school for these girls. She got a spot picked out and everything. She just trying to get her money up. But in the midst of things, she learns that Uncle Clifford is having trouble paying them bills at the Pink. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you got Andre, who is working with the Promised Land Equities, who wants to take the location from the Pink, and they want to make it into a casino and everything. So that's a whole nother separate thing going on. So it's a lot going on. Okay? So now we also know that Andre has gotten himself into the mix with Miss Autumn Nights all of a sudden. And Autumn, she just coming here. She just trying to get her feet wet up in the door. Her and Mercedes don't get along. It's this, it's that. It's a whole lot going on. Thank you, Cool Gamer. Thank you. So, anywho, despite all of that, you know, the whole history of Autumn Nights, aka Haley Colton, you know, she done ran away from this dude, Montavious. Montavious is this Delta gang dude who's the head, wears the suits, got the ring on, you know, he proud of it. And he was her man, whatever they had going on, but he's a really toxic dude. So she runs away from him, and that's how she got into the pink. And so he comes back looking for her. And not only that, well, he basically looking for his money. And he like, bitch, better have my money. So you know how that whole scene had went when he had ended up taking her to the paradise room. And things get a little tricky. Now, we're going to hold off that real quick because this is when stories start to get a little intertwined. So let's remember we have Diamond and Miss Mississippi. Now, Miss Mississippi is with this good-for-nothing, pain-in-the-ass Derek, white boy, who is a controlling abuser, and she is petrified of him, okay? So one night, they're at the pink. Of course, remember when Wode brung that 360 dude, Miss Mississippi was also in the VIP with Lil Murder. And so Derek was after her to come on, and she had to snap back to him. I'll be there in a MF minute. And she was scared after she did it, but she did it. And I was proud of her for that minute. So after all was said and done, he got mad. He hems her up against DJ Never Scares booth. And he's like, get your stuff. We out of here. You coming home. If you don't come right now, you going to regret it. She was like, well, am I going to regret coming home? Of course she is. So she runs into the locker room. She goes to get a gun, okay? Because she knows it's a wrap for her when she get home. And she goes and waits for him outside. Meanwhile, he goes to the bathroom. Diamond meets him up into the bathroom. And he's like, hey, what's this thing about you doing how you doing with Miss Mississippi? A.K.A. Keyshawn, okay? That's her name. And that's definitely what Derek calls her because he ain't with that Miss Mississippi mess. And they get into a scuffle into the bathroom. Diamond has a gun, I guess. It's Diamond's gun. Somebody's gun. I believe it was Diamond's gun. Drops. They get to fighting over it. But Diamond pushes him into, literally kicks him into the club. And they start tussling in the club. So the gun goes off. The club goes clear. They continue to fight. When everybody's coming out, the girl's saying to Miss Mississippi, hey, Diamond and Derek are in the club fighting. That's when she goes back into the club. And this is what made me so mad. I know this is that syndrome that people talk about, so I don't like to, but this is a show, so it's not real. But this is when she made me mad. She goes into the club telling them to stop. But that is when she is like, stop to Diamond. She tells Diamond to stop. And she points the gun at him, telling him to get off of him. And Diamond gets up all bloody and stuff, looking at her like, heifer, you got to be crazy. I don't did all of this, and you going to tell me to stop? You going to point the gun at me? So at that point, he hears a gun going off in the paradise room. Now let's go back to the paradise room. So Montavious got Autumn in the paradise room. There's cameras in there, so everything is being seen. So she got to play it off. But at some point, she starts breaking the rules, hoping that they will come to her rescue. You ain't supposed to show the titties in the paradise room, I guess. Wink, wink. And she takes it off, hoping everybody's going to come. Now, so much is going on. Uncle Clifford handling one thing. Big L, y'all know Big L, who's a little shiesty himself, doing his own thing. Diamond is getting his tail whipped by Derek. So no one is looking at the cameras. So she has no hope for right now. But soon enough, this little boy that Diamond just happens to let up into the pink comes with a message. He comes with a piece of paper showing that Haley is missing. And he gives it to Mercedes. And so Mercedes starts connecting the dots. And she's like, oh, snap. You know, Autumn is in trouble. So she leaves her coach, a.k.a. coach, who's a married man, who wants her to be put up in a condo that he got the keys to and have access to her. She asked him to give her $20K for her, gym that she's trying to get, her dancing studio that she's trying to get going on. But this is a married man, and she ain't really about that life. She just trying to get out of there. He want to take her to the palace, so he say. And even homegirl, his wife, knows all about it. You and everyone else mad at her. You ain't mad at her for that? Ellen, come on. You ain't mad at her for that? Of course. She was wrong. Her and Diamond was getting cool and everything. They look cute together. I was rooting for them. And she gonna go ahead and do that? I was disgusted. You see how bloody he was for her? For her. And that's what she do. So, see, you brought me all back, Ellen. You brought me all back. So, now we've got the whole thing with, okay, so now they are in the Paradise Room. Mercedes comes to her defense. She comes with a complimentary bottle and a second pair of titties. That's all complimentary. So she's trying to get in there, and she just busts her way in there because she knows something's up. So he's trying to play it cool. He lets her in. They dancing. Whoop, whoop, whoop. He's like, all right, I'm done. Can you go? And she's like, I ain't going unless Haley tells me to. And that's letting him know, you know what? I know what's up. I know what you're doing. And you ain't about to do my girl like that. So he's like, look, go. Haley's like, go, because, I don't know what's going to happen. What are you going to do? So she's like, okay. But she breaks the bottle and she tries to go at him, but it was a hit and a miss, child. She hit and miss. She tried to hit and it was a miss. So now he got her in a chokehold, basically holding her hostage, talking about where's my money still. So he's holding Mercedes hostage while Autumn goes and gets the money. She comes back with the money. He's counting it and all of that jazz. Meanwhile, when that happens, that's when they all hear the gun go off that Diamond and Derek is tussling over, right? So now everyone's caught off guard. And that's when Mercedes is able to give him a jab in the leg with that glass finally. But still, he gets back into it where he's got a hold of her, choking her. So then that's when finally Uncle Clifford comes, right? No, that's when... Did Uncle Clifford come? Yes, he did, because you know what happened. So Uncle Clifford comes, everything's going mad, he's in the room, and so at this time, like I said, back to Miss Mississippi. So after Diamond's like, okay, you want me to stop? Whatever. That's when he heard the gun, and he goes to help them. So when Diamond gets to the door, you hear 3 shots. You hear 3 shots, but you see 2 go through the door. And then all of a sudden you see the blood seeping through the door at the bottom. And you don't know, somebody don't got shot up in there. And there you have that. So you see the next day, they talking about all the ruckus and everything. And you see them getting ready to go to a funeral. Now, was I the only one who thought the funeral was for oh boy? Because clearly something had happened, but you didn't know exactly who had got hit also. So I'm like, oh my God, who don't die? I really thought the funeral was for one of them. But the funeral was for the Pink, because, of course, the Pink is in jeopardy. They don't have the money to save it for the lot that the Promised Land equities want to take. So they feeling they about to lose it. So they leave and go to the auction. They go to the auction. The auction starts. Andre's there with his wife. Anywho. And so they're all dressed in black like it's a real funeral. All of the workers there. But Diamond wasn't there. I noticed that. Remember that. But anywho, so as Andre is going for it, he has a $200K cap to spend for this auction. But lo and behold, here comes Autumn to save the day in all white like an angel in her shades and everything. And she starts bidding. And the bidding just keeps going on until it gets to 200. And then homeboy, who is Andre's goddaddy, Tydale, who was in this burnt orange suit, who was giving me color blindness because I couldn't decide if it was orange or red, a little bit of both in between. It just looked like, oh God, he tried it. Anywho, so he bids 215. And he ain't got no right to do that because, like I said, Andre has a 200 cap to spend. So Andre trying to get on the phone with Bill, who's obviously the man in charge. And meanwhile, all that happened, Haley's like, Autumn, not Haley, whichever, she Haley at this point in her and all of her whiteness. She's like 250K, okay? And the whole entire place is just gasping for air. Like, dang, bitch, you got that much money? You know? But of course you do, because that $250,000, that was Montavious, she got, okay? So she ends up getting the pink. But it killed me because when she went to the front of the auction and she just made it rain on the floor in front of Tydale and the auctioneer, because Tydale thought he had something on her. You got to have all the money in cash or you can't get it. She's like, bitch, I got it. And she just let it rain on the floor. That was like one of my favorite moments. That was a lot of goddamn money. So yes, so now the pink is saved. Everything is great again. So later on, afterwards, they go into the pink and they clean it up. So now we've got grandmother Ernestine there, and we've got Uncle Clifford cleaning up all the glass and everything around the pole. And you've also got Autumn Nice there. And so they end up starting to talk. He's like, why'd you save the pink and all this stuff? And she tells him, well, I figured I owed you, and now you owe me. Okay? Now you owe me. And so here comes her heartbroken Mercedes, who just got dealing with this mother of hers. That is one toxic mother. I do not like that mother. That mother gets on my nerve. Yes, you remember, Monique, she was bidding against him. See, I don't know if I think he might have thought or didn't know if she was going to be there at the beginning, because he brung his wife and he probably thought it was all good. He was like, okay, she ain't here. I got the wife here. I'm good. I'm gravy. It's going to be everything I need. We good. And so, yes, Mercedes mama, please tell me a more toxic mama than Mercedes mama. Oh my God, like I cannot deal with this mother. And she want to be all holier than thou, but she was so quick to take Mercedes' money that she loaned her for that church. But she always got something to say about Mercedes going against the Lord and doing what she do, dancing, whatever. But she wanted that money. She ain't say nothing yet. And she ain't give her that money back. And she ended up taking the daggone space from her. How you do that to your daughter? That was just so childish, petty, like that. A motherless child right there. I swear for goodness. Hey, little sis, what's going on, girl? And so, Wanda J. must be. Oh my goodness, Monique. That's a whole nother story. Whew. Might have to talk. Oh, I can't wait to talk about that. But anywho, so now we have got everybody together. We've got Uncle Clifford, Mercedes, and Autumn Nice all at the pink. And Mercedes brings up last night. And as soon as she say last night, and it was like, last night was yesterday. That was nothing. Today is today. We good. Everything's gravy. And so then Mercedes Autumn was like, good, because it's time to open up the pink, honey. And that is where it ended. Now it is going to be everything. It's opening time at the pink, child. Yes, it is. It is time. It is time. And I am ready. Ellen says she don't already watched it. I cannot wait to get into this. This is going to be everything, y'all. I'm about to be hyped. I cannot wait. I've been waiting forever. A lot of people said they ain't even into it no more because it's been so long. I don't care. I am back and I am here for it. And I can't wait to talk about it. So, y'all, at this note, I'm about to take my happy self and go watch me some Pvalley. And I'll see y'all a little later on. But I thank y'all for joining me. Y'all always. Oh, see, you don't see it too? Okay, well, we're going to have some good things to talk about in a little bit here. But I'm going to see y'all lovely ladies later after I watch it. I'll be back to discuss. And I'll see y'all later. I'm out this nasty thing.